Here we have a 2025 Jeep Wrangler. This one is a two-door in the sport trim level. Comes in bright white clear coat, and then we have black cloth interior. For the powertrain, we get a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and that's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, as we come around to the front end here, we do get our halogen headlamps and fog lights. And even though this one looks a lot like every other Jeep, I like the small updates here, having the corner lights right there. Even like the bumper, how it's placed. It's a good looking Jeep for it to be a more basic trim level. And down here to the wheels, these are going to be 17-inch aluminum. Like the running boards. Power door lock controls are on the door. Then we have the side pocket there. Headlamp controls with the fog lights. Pedals. We get a manual tilt, telescoping steering wheel. And then here's our manual driver's seat with two-way manual lumbar support. So I like that we have that there. We can pump the seat up or down, adjust the seat back there, and then adjust the seat bottom with the bar below. But pull that, and then you can actually pull here to get access to the back seat. And it's tight in there, but you do get 2 bottle holders down below. AC vents are over there. And then I love that we get the LED lights in the roof there as well. But a huge thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Wrangler today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. So now to open the cargo space, I'm gonna pull on this door. And then I'm used to having the zippers on the back, but on this one, you just kind of pull on it and it kind of snaps in on either side there to give you better access. But you can take this here, fold the seat very easily if you want that additional space. Get a 12-volt right here, LED light, and then we can get another close-up of the back here, the rear AC vents. You do get a seat back pocket on both sides there. And then it's pretty easy to just take this strap, put it back into place. Little storage underneath, top tethers right here for the car seats. And you can just kind of take this. It's gonna be hard to do with one hand, but I'm gonna do it. Pop it back into place. And then our front passenger seat, we just have the seat back we can adjust, and the seat bottom right there. Lockable glove compartment. This one still has some owner's manuals in it. And then we will take a look in the engine bay. I'm gonna show you how I can do this with one hand, which is not easy, but there's that 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. And then to check out the blinkers, so even though the turn signals aren't LED, I really like just the casing of the lamp there to make it look more premium. Now let me go ahead and hop in here and push the seat back where I had it. There's the horn, vinyl wrap steering wheel there. To the radio, we have our vehicle controls, the dashboard for the off-road pages, all of that there. So there's a lot that you can actually fool with. So pretty neat. And then you have your settings. You can change your language in here. And And then your units of measurement down here. Now for the AC, you do get single zone manual, so you can adjust all of that from here. Fan speed, fan direction. You have buttons and knobs down below. Hazards, auto stop, traction control, etc. Volume knob. And then for the audio, we have AM, FM, XM. And then Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay. But a ton of different apps you can actually go into. Once you actually get in here. Backup cameras here. And then down below, you have an aux input, USB-C, USB-A duo there. That's what actually wires directly to the radio. And then you have your Windows 12 volt, 4 aux switches, which is nice to have on the Sport. 4-wheel drive is right here. And then your shifter, just pull on the red lever, reverse, neutral drive, come over here and you can manually shift the 8-speed there. There's your handbrake, bottle holders, center console cubby space with a USB-A input. Then you have a top tray as well. And there's a look at the back seat from up here. And of course you can get the top back if you so choose. Several different ways to configure that. The blinkers, high beams, and then you have your intermittent wipers over here. Pull for that fluid. Volume controls on the right side, down, up. And then on the left side, we can go through our radio stations right there. And these 4 arrows go through the digital part of the gauge cluster. So you have a few different sub menus you can go through, and then when applicable, you can go through the different options. And then Bluetooth controls, voice recognition. Standard cruise, you can turn that on or off, adjust the speed, cancel, resume. Push button start. And then finally, here's the key fob. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 Jeep Wrangler 2-door Sport out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Wrangler Sport, plenty of pickup from the 2-liter turbo. And I actually like how Jeep was pretty much first in putting a turbo 4 in a vehicle like this. I think it might have been before the Broncos came out, they had this equipped in these, and they just make it more fun to go off-roading, in my opinion, as opposed to having a V6. Now, it's definitely nothing like the 392, because that is just so much fun to drive in the Wrangler, but I think this is a close second. I like this better than the V6. Wouldn't say it's quicker, but it feels better to me. But we're gonna slow down, give it a pull here. And this has about 4,000 miles on it, so I'll be able to floor it. Here we go. Yeah, that's pretty quick. Now, in terms of wind noise, it's a Wrangler soft top, so it's not quiet in here, but it's not terrible either. But I want to give a huge thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro again for allowing me to review this Wrangler today. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I do think at 35 grand with this kind of mileage, if you want yourself a fun little vehicle that's relatively fuel efficient, it's a good way to go here. But even with this 2-liter turbo 4, very off-road capable. And I'm just really impressed with the driving dynamics of this thing overall. It's so nimble, and how it handles, it's almost kind of hard to drive unless you're used to driving something that handles this boxy. Even the Ford Bronco, I feel, does not handle the way that this does. Now, this is a 2-door, so the 4-door probably won't handle as well as this, but in terms of just the steering and how hard you can hit corners and things of that nature, it's just very impressive. Now, one thing I'm noticing already is kind of when I give it throttle, I don't know if there's a vent closed off or what, but it's making like a sound from the air. I don't know what it is. It almost sounds like radio static, but the radio's off, so I don't know. And again, it's not quiet in here. I can hear pretty much everything, but not really bothersome to me. The layout here, I just kind of caught myself doing something. It's very close, and it's not in a bad way, but when I hold the steering wheel here, I have pretty large hands, so when I did that, I legit touched the screen on accident and changed what was there. But that might make it easier for someone like me to just be able to do that and not have to take my hands off the steering wheel, but you might just accidentally do something over there. I don't think you could do anything that would mess you up, but again, just something I noticed while driving. But I actually like how this thing feels. It doesn't feel like an old Jeep in a good way. Like, the power is good. I like the 8-speed transmission. The brake pedal is what gets me. It's very easy, again, to drive this thing with how the throttle response is, the brake pedal feel. I don't feel like I'm having to push my foot to the floor. But I mean, this is a 2025, so I would hope it doesn't drive like a mid-80s Jeep. And I will say, the Sunrider top, or not the Sunrider top, but the retractable top that's power, I like that in these. And then the hard top as well, I just like having that. And then if you want to take the top off, you can. But the soft top does give you more flexibility, so when you're ready to push the top back, pretty easy to do, as opposed to having to make sure your hard top is in the garage or have the power roof that you have to pay extra for. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Jeep Wrangler Sport.